Melissa Rankin.
Four letters, one syllable, and between 4 to 8 legs. I'm talking about bugs. Yes, these little critters that move our seen and unseen world, they elicit different reactions from every single one of us. But before I continue, I'd like to clarify something for all of you strict entomologists in the room today. I'm going to be using the word bug as an all-encompassing phrase. Insects, arachnids, they're all going to be known as bugs for the purpose of this speech. And there's something I have to tell you guys something, and I don't normally like to share it too openly because I get different reactions from everyone in this town. And I have to tell you for context, but I don't think anybody has sharp objects in their hands, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I am from California. I know. It wasn't my choice. But when I moved here over 5 years ago, one of the very first things I learned is that even the bugs are bigger in Texas. Tree roaches the size of your hand that scurry off with your children and small dogs. And I've seen my fair share of zombie apocalypse movies back in California. But when I moved here, I found out that it actually happens. And it happens every year. I call them zombies. Texans call them cicadas. And did you know that there are some broods of cicada that actually slumber for 17 years? And then they burst out of the ground and they shed their skin and then their mate, they lay eggs and then they die. Which doesn't actually sound like too bad of a life. But I myself, I'm a bug pacifist. I have a very successful catch and release program because I truly believe that all bugs serve a purpose in our ecosystem. And who am I to disrupt that natural order? As long as we respect each other's boundaries. Because if you are on my person or in my bed, then you will die! But like I said, I'm a bug pacifist, and I think I've always been a bug pacifist, even when I was younger. My best friend and I growing up, we grew up in California. Of course, we loved us some Baywatch. Instead of Baywatch, we would play Bee Watch, where we'd save drowning bees from her pool. And it would normally look something like this. Hold on, little bee. I'm coming for you. And you shake out the hair. You don't have to worry. I won't let you out of my sight. Splash, splash, splash. Some of our ventures were more successful than others. BCPR is tricky. But the worst bug bite I've ever had actually happened to me recently, and I felt like I was the butt of a Far Side joke. I was finishing up my shift at the bar, and I looked down, and in the middle of my shin, I had a mountain of a bug bite, and I didn't see what bit me. But I have a theory. Drunk spider. Yes, that's right. The extrovert of the arachnids, the woo girl of the group. This little spider went out with her friends and her BFF, Betty the Black Widow, obviously. Betty just caught a mate and it was time to celebrate. And this little spider had one too many cosmopolitans, and the Beetle Bar bouncer eventually had to approach her and say, "Ma'am, you are too intoxicated. It is time for you to go." And she was said, "Psh, I'm not drunk. Look what I can do. Because that's what you want to hear from a drunk person. Look what I can do. She started climbing up my leg, and halfway up my shin, she said, "Psh, this place is lame anyways," and she bit me. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just a theory. I do not have scientific proof that spiders like cosmopolitans. So bugs. 4 letters, 1 syllable, and between 4 to 8 legs. These little, and sometimes not so little creatures, they elicit different reactions from every single one of us. But since I've moved to Austin, I've truly cultivated a bug philosophy that is based on the coy game of you do your thing and I'll do mine. Just say off of my person and out of my bed. And lay off the cosmopolitans, will ya?
One more.